Welcome to Nature's Flora, where history, horticulture, and hidden wisdom meet. Today we're diving into a method of growing potatoes that was quietly erased from agricultural textbooks over a century ago, not because it failed, but because it worked too well. By the end of this guide, you'll understand why modern gardeners are rediscovering this forbidden approach, how it operates in perfect harmony with soil life, and how you can implement it to transform your own garden yields. Before we dig in, take a moment to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. This ensures you never miss the uncovering of another lost gardening secret. The story begins in the early 1900s, in scattered villages across Eastern Europe, Russia, and rural France. Small farmers had discovered something extraordinary. They weren't planting potatoes in neat rows, nor burying them deeply as modern manuals insist. Instead, they laid seed potatoes directly on the soil surface, covered them with layers of straw, hay, or leaves, and then left them alone. There was no repeated hilling, no labor-intensive digging, and no heavy fertilization. Observers at the time recorded astonishing results: larger clusters, higher yields, fewer diseases, and drastically reduced effort. It worked because it mimicked the natural environment potatoes evolved to thrive in, a living, breathing, layered forest floor rather than compacted, exposed farmland. By 1905, this method had gained some attention in agricultural bulletins, but its success became a threat. As tractors and industrial agriculture took over, uniform planting, mechanization, and standardized depth became the new norm. Techniques that ignored machines were dismissed as primitive. The surface-layered potato method disappeared from official guidance, surviving only in home gardens, war gardens, and subsistence plots, passed down quietly by families who never wrote it in manuals. The mechanics of this forbidden method are deceptively simple, yet every detail matters. Start by placing seed potatoes directly on the soil's surface, spacing them wider than typical rows to allow lateral growth. The soil beneath is left untouched, preserving fungal networks and the delicate microbial life essential for healthy plants. Next, cover the seeds generously with a thick layer of organic matter: straw, hay, dried leaves, or a mix. Avoid fresh grass, which tends to compact and suffocate the developing tubers. Begin with an initial depth of around 20 to 30 centimeters, then continue layering additional organic matter as the plants grow, never disturbing the soil beneath. Each added layer becomes a new zone for tuber formation, multiplying potential harvest vertically rather than compressing growth into one crowded layer. This system has profound implications for plant health and resilience. By avoiding exposed soil, disease incidence drops dramatically. Colorado potato beetles struggle to locate the plants, soil-borne pathogens lose their advantage, and blight spreads more slowly thanks to improved airflow and reduced water splash. The organic layers retain moisture so efficiently that watering becomes almost optional, protecting plants from drought stress. When harvest time arrives, there's no digging, no bruising, and no broken tubers. Simply remove the layers, lift the clean potatoes, and leave some behind to sustain the system for the next season. What makes this method revolutionary is its alignment with biology rather than force. Modern agriculture often equates labor with productivity. The more you dig, fertilize, and hill, the higher your yield should be, right? But the 1905 layered approach operates on a different principle. It actually creates conditions that allow the potato to do the work itself. Tubers develop upward and outward naturally, stolons form continuously, and the soil regenerates year after year. Gardeners who adopt this method consistently report yields 2 to 3 times higher than traditional trench planting, alongside dramatically improved soil health. Worm populations multiply, fungi reconnect roots to minerals, and carbon is retained rather than lost to the atmosphere. Over just a few seasons, even poor soil transforms into a fertile, living system. The history behind the suppression of this method is as telling as the method itself. Industrial agriculture in the 20th century prioritized control, speed, and predictability over resilience, a system that reduced labor, required no fertilizer, and produced abundant yields without mechanization, simply didn't fit the emerging economic model. It wasn't failure that removed the technique from textbooks. It was its potential to disrupt the chain of inputs, labor, and machinery that industrialized farming depended on. Rediscovering the layered potato method is more than just a gardening tip. It's really a philosophical return to the way food was once grown. Forest floors inspired this approach, where decay, layers, and time worked with roots rather than against them. The method teaches patience, trust, and restraint. Once the layers are in place, you step back and allow biology to govern growth. It is precisely this relinquishing of control that makes the results so extraordinary. For gardeners and history enthusiasts alike, the 1905 potato method is a reminder that abundance was never engineered. It was layered, nurtured, and earned through observation and respect for natural processes. Implement it thoughtfully in your garden, allow the soil to flourish, and you'll find yields, plant health, and satisfaction that modern systems just can't replicate. Thank you for joining this journey into forgotten agricultural wisdom. Don't forget to subscribe, share this video with fellow gardeners and history lovers, and leave your thoughts in the comments below. The stories of our past hold lessons for today, and the layered potato method is a perfect example of how listening to the soil can reshape both our gardens and our understanding of abundance.